marriage works, because we don't want to be too stressed out about the business, because that's going to bleed over into the marriage.
Okay. And you brought up a very good point as far as finding people. Now, my husband and I attended this seminar. I think it's been about 2 or 3 years ago, maybe even 5. And in this seminar, the guy was talking about how to become successful in this particular aspect, the real estate market.
Gotcha.
But one of the things that they did was they had us to fill out this questionnaire. And then at the end, they revealed to us the reason why we filled out this questionnaire. So basically, they gave us this scenario. Joe Blow owns a bakery, and Maria owns a bakery. Joe Blow works his bakery from 9 to 5. He's the manager. He's the owner. He's involved in the daily activities, and he makes, a decent living. Maria works the same bakery, gets the revenue up to a certain level, hires a manager who oversees and helps her grow the business. And Maria can go back to work if she chose in her real career, or she can open up another location.
Exactly.
And so what they were trying to do is get our minds open to the fact that when you're truly successful in business, you have created systems that your business is able to run itself without you being present. That's when you're truly a successful business owner.
Yes.
Running your business day to day, running yourself raggedy, trying to make sure everybody's happy, blah, blah, blah. If you don't have a team behind you that, if you're sick that day and your team can step in and fill in the blanks, you're not truly being a successful business owner.
Exactly. And you hit the nail on the head with that special word that I love so much. Systems. You have to have things in place, because you never know what will happen. Systems are like insurance policies, in my mind, for your business. So you have insurance because just in case something happens, things can still move on and be covered. Systems are the same way. How your business runs, even when you are away from it, for it to be able to flow regardless of who is in a position or not in a position, it can still meet its deadlines, its strategies, whatever it is that it's trying to do, it can still do that. And I think that those are huge to create, and especially to create in the beginning. So for Rely, we are a from the ground up startup company. So this was our idea, our baby we're trying to grow. And starting those initial systems for how marketing would happen or how phone calls would take place and then be dispatched and all of that kind of stuff, we had to create those ideas. Whereas with my husband's business with Coastal, you purchased a business with Coastal Express Shuttle. You purchased that business from a previous owner. So they had some systems in place, but just because they had them in place doesn't mean they're the right systems, doesn't mean that they're working, and doesn't mean that they have all the systems in place that need to be where they need to be. And so figuring out what needs to go where is a challenge when you purchase an existing business.
And not only that, does that existing system reflect your values
exactly
and your goals that you want to take the company? So I can definitely see all sides to that. Well, guys, we're going to take a quick break right here. We're going to be back talking about how to make a business and a marriage work with Kristi July. Stay tuned.
What's up, everybody? Trey here to tell you about one of the best gym experiences in Mobile, Embrace Fitness Training Center. Embrace Fitness is more than just a gym. We offer personal training, speed and agility training, golf simulator, golf fitness, boot camp classes, child care, and even powerlifting. We're open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We love families, and kids are welcome. At Embrace Fitness, we believe that a family that works out together will stay together and live healthier and happier lives. So embrace the new you. We're located on Airport Boulevard near Cody Road. Try Embrace Fitness Training Center today. Your first visit is on me.
Princess Creative Productions can provide affordable and professional video services for small to mid-sized businesses. Our in-studio virtual set shoots start as low as $200. Let our expert get to work on your next video project. Call 251-421-4490 to book your next shoot. And we're back on the Color Outside the Box podcast talking about how to make a business and marriage work. And before we went on break, we talked about the power of systems and how you were able to create some systems since you guys are working 9 to 5s that will help your business continue to grow and to go and be able to have time with your family, have time with your spouse. What are some other tips that you recommend to people to make their business and their marriage work?
Well, I think some things, we've talked about spending quality time with your spouse, and that's super important, and y'all want to have those moments together. Well, sometimes for us, those moments are in business. So payroll, you initially mentioned at the top of the show, payroll is in a very interesting time for us. Luckily, it's not overwhelming at the moment, so we can handle payroll in-house. But that is our quality time together. We are laying down, going through payroll for each employee and trying to make sure we have that accurate and sending that off to our employees so we can make sure that they're paid on time. And it seems weird, or that's something that we shouldn't enjoy. And I don't even know if my husband enjoys it. I enjoy the time. I enjoy just the time sitting there working through that together. And we each take a different part of it. So like I said, he's more of the numbers guy. So he's looking at for his business, for instance, for Coastal Express Shuttle, he's looking at who drove when, how much did they earn for that drive, and making sure they're receiving the right commission and gratuity and putting all of that in the system. And then if he has a question, I'm there to maybe have an answer. Maybe I met with the dispatcher on something that he didn't know about. And so this is our way to make sure that we are paying our contractors or drivers appropriately. And so there is that kind of conversation, just moment of being in proximity and working on the same thing together. And then I'm sending, are you finished? I ask him, and then he says, yes, I'm finished with this one. So then I do my part with making sure that the driver knows how much they're going to be compensated and what we have for them. But that's one of our balances in spending time in business. The other thing is, since we do have 2 separate businesses, we support one another when things fall short. So there was a time when Rely received a customer inquiry and they wanted something delivered within an hour, and I don't like missing timelines or deadlines or anything. If we say we're going to do it, we're going to do it. And so our family had something to do, though. And so we were able to work it out where he would take care of Rely for me. I'd take care of the kids. We'd meet up later. And there was a time with Coastal Express Shuttle when a driver had gotten sick and there was a shuttle already on the book schedule. So I'll go ahead. I'll take that for you if you're going to take care of the kids and do whatever. So I think having that type of team and partnership as well, it has been very helpful for our marriage and is a balance and is allowing us to make business and marriage work because we're both committed to seeing both businesses grow.
And that's excellent. I can remember when I started dating my husband, he was at that time I was working with the church. And so when he started dating me, he joined my church.
Gotcha.
And so he hopped on the TV ministry as well. And so I would be there Wednesday nights. We had a show to get out and have it ready for Friday morning. So I would be at the church editing late. And he would stay with me, even though he had to get up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. and be to work by 6:30. He would stay with me.
Yeah.
So he understood my commitment, and he was committed to helping me achieve that goal. Yeah. So the same thing translated when we got to business. When I started my business, I actually had mine first, and then later on he established his. I can remember being on a shoot, and this older lady said, "Baby, are you married?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." "Do you have kids?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she said, well, no, she said, your husband let you come out here and work this time of night? Now, really and truly, she was trying to check me because I've been working with her husband on Friday nights. We've been meeting up to do this show. Now, when she found out it was a woman that was producing the show, she showed up for the first shoot.
Gotcha.
Now, I had been working with her husband for over 2 years.
Wow.
But I guess she thought it was a man that was recording. So one day we had met up and his wife came. And he said, baby, this is the lady that produced our show and have us looking good on Fox 10 and blah, blah, blah. And she said, oh, you the one that produced the show. Oh, when the next show is? Okay, then. And she showed up.
Yes.
So she was trying to check me while they were changing clothes for the next show because we do 4 at a time. And she said, so where is your husband? I said, well, my husband took the kids to the movies tonight. And so she said, and he lets you come out here this time of night and da-da-da. And I said, ma'am, my husband understands that this is a job. Nothing more than a job. And he supports me fully.
Yeah.
Once she found out that I wasn't trying to get at her husband, she got her stuff and she left.
Yes.
But, just knowing that you have a person that has your back and that trusts you.
Huge. Yes.
Because I work with a lot of men. Because, TV ministry, a lot of, not TV ministry, but in TV productions, you deal with a lot of business owners who are men. And so I may have to stay late or, come in early or come in on a Saturday or something of that effect. Yeah. And my husband trusts me. He has to trust the person that you're working with. Exactly. And sometimes, when you're in business, I've heard one person say, they know someone who was working with someone in marketing. And that person persuaded them to get into an affair that almost ended their marriage.
Gotcha.
And so, having that open line of communication, that accountability, that's important when you're dealing in business and trying to make your marriage work.
Yes.
You have to be a person that you can trust yourself, but your spouse has to trust you too.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times, hey, husbands have been known to run off with the secretary.
Yeah.
So.
And you make very valid points. And I think all of those things are things that you have to talk about on the front end. I cannot impress enough upon the fact that if you want to be successful with business and marriage in the long run, y'all have got to be together from the beginning on this. Those conversations have to be had, hard conversations, open conversations, because anything that follows that is going to determine, that first conversation is going to determine how easy or hard it will be to get through those moments, because moments will come up. But having those conversations to determine whether this is something that both people are committed to going into, maybe not doing all of the work, maybe not having as much or equal investment, but both are committed to helping and supporting in this endeavor, having that conversation first, knowing that they trust you, going through having those conversations on a regular basis are super important, and also looking at what you need to change as you grow through the process. Because if you don't have those conversations, then your mind starts to wander, my mind starts to wander, and then that causes tension in the relationship. So entrepreneurship and owning businesses will constantly bring up challenges at different times that look different. And so being willing to tackle those and have those kind of conversations and questions will be crucial in being successful in both areas.
And then one last thing that I want to bring up, and again, we're over, but hey, we're having a good time. One of the things that I started doing is, if my husband is available, if it's a networking event, hey, go with me.
Please.
I need people to see that I'm married. I need people to see who you are. Because sometimes people will see you at networking events. Hey, case in point, I had a shoot this past weekend. And, I'm going from table to table, introducing myself, asking people to smile because I'm there taking pictures. And this guy says, and the client is standing right beside me. And the client knows this person. I don't know this person. And the guy says, hey, who's going to take our picture? Excuse me? I want to take a picture with you, so I want to know who's going to take our picture. And I said, sir, the client said, she's married. I know she's married, but I want to take a picture with you.
Okay.
And so I said, okay, sir, I'm here taking the picture, so I really don't have anybody to take